Hello. Right, another day, here we go again. We had a bit of a fraught day yesterday, lots of problems and lots of stress, mostly actually caused by one little thing, which is the bale grab. Bale grab was causing us all kinds of difficulties yesterday, just not picking up properly, and it just made everything difficult. Obviously loading up in the field, it made unloading the trailers back here difficult, slowed us down no end, and it was all, as I say, a little bit fraught, a little bit stressful. So this morning, hopefully things will go a bit better. We've got a couple of trailer loads of bales to unload. Once they're done, there's still a couple of fields that have got to be rowed up and baled if they're dried out now. It's the two thicker fields, the one up on the hill and the one in the marshy ground. I sort of knew they were going to be a bit longer to dry. They've had 3-4 days of drying time now. It's another good day today, so hopefully we'll be able to do something with them today. But as I say, I've got a couple of trailer loads of stuff to offload first. Yeah, so lots of things kind of went wrong yesterday. The macro was playing up as well as it got hot, and we were working out in the field. It wasn't picking up properly, and there were problems with the boom. And it turns out that for some reason he was down on oil. I've just topped it all up, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. So particularly when it got hot and it was working on an incline, it was not a happy piece of kit yesterday. So that just added to our woes. So yeah, that's that. Next job, as I say, is to get these unloaded, and fingers crossed we'll be in better shape today. It's slightly cooler at the moment, so hopefully I won't get so stressed and angry either. I don't like the heat, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So I've just given the macro some love, fueled them up, topped up its hydraulic oil now, so hopefully that will not cause us the problems. And I'm just going to hop out. So the field up on the hill behind me, I don't know if you can see that in the sun, that's still drying, needs to be cut. And we've got down here, so there's a McCormick with a trailer of hay on there. It's only about 150 bales on that big trailer, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long to unload. They're a bit wobbly. And then we've got our little trailer on the back of the John Deere with, I don't know, probably 40 or 50 bales on it. So I'm just going to move the John Deere out so I can get to it with the macro, pick it up nicely and give myself a bit of space to work. So, stress-free, calm day today. No swearing, no problems. Hi folks, back again in the McCormick this time. Up on the hill, just giving it, hopefully, one last turn. There's still a bit of green underneath. I don't know if you mentioned it yesterday, but there was a bit of green underneath it, so it still wasn't quite ready for baling. It was very thick, and that was part of the trouble. There's actually a real mixture of stuff in here, that some of it's ready, some of it's not, but there's green in there. I don't know if you can see, there's a bit of dust being kicked up now from the stuff we're turning, so there's a lot in there that is ready and quite dry, but there was still some green in underneath it. So I'm just going to give it a quick turn now. It'll sit out here today and it'll be dry. I'll be rowing it up tomorrow, I'm sure, and baling it tomorrow first thing, once it all dries off a bit. So that's all good. Nice stress-free day. I keep saying it, and it might happen one of these days. Managed to unload all the bales this morning okay. Telehandler is all working the way it should. So and the flat 8, which was the source of most of our problems yesterday, the grab that was just dropping things and wouldn't pick up properly, that seemed to be behaving itself this morning as well. I don't know if it was maybe yesterday that they weren't stacked quite properly or what the problem was, but it seemed to be much better today. Perhaps I was just rubbish at it the first day and I've improved now. I don't know, we'll find out when we come to do the next lot. We've got some bales out in the field still to collect, so that'll be the next job once I've turned this field and our little swampy field. So I'm going to turn both of those, then I'll get back in the map row and load up the last of the bales that are sitting on the ground, and we should be in pretty good shape. Well, this is it. Last 6 bales. That's the last 6 bales out of these fields. So that's 2 fields now completely cleared, completely baled, all done. Feels good. We've got 2 I tedded this morning because they're still a bit green. I'll be baling those tomorrow, I think. So all things going well with the weather, we're looking pretty good. So yeah. Finally a bit of a milestone to get this field cleared. We've had some things to learn about the new kit. We've had some problems, and I said right at the start of this, I said I'm sure we've got some things to remember about haymaking, which, you know, we certainly did. The one thing I completely forgot to remember before we even started is what a pain in the backside it can be. We've still got a bit to do, so we're not done by any stretch, but I think hopefully we've overcome all the big hurdles we had. Problems with the baler setup, that kind of stuff, we kind of knew was going to happen because it was all set up for straw before we got it, so we knew there was going to be a bit of learning there. But tractor problems, you know, we've had a few trials and tribulations, but overall not been bad. As I say, just going to stick these last 6 on the trailer. And then I'll be heading back. Nothing else to do today except for unload this lot, and yeah, then we'll be done. Then I'm going to go and have a nice quiet sit down somewhere. So good morning once again. Not sure what day it is. What day is it? Tuesday today. Tuesday today. Obviously yesterday we had a bit of a quiet day. Just finished off collecting up the bales that we had on the field. Turned the last 2 fields that we had, hoping, I'm going to go and have a look in a second, that they're now dry enough to bale up. I'm just here in our poor old slightly poorly John Deere. We've got, I don't know if you can see in the trailer behind me, there's just a few bits of hay that we've got, a couple of broken bales, some bales I wasn't really very happy with the way they were baled up, the strings weren't right and things like that, so it was mostly early stuff that came out when we were setting the baler up. So yeah, I'm just going to go and chuck that up in the field so that it will get baled into the rest of the grass later on. And then yeah, whilst I'm up there, I'm going to have a quick look, see if it's ready to bale. If it is, I'll hook the tedder up, just probably stick it on the McCormick, just because I don't want to push the John Deere too hard with the issues that the engine's got. So it's still running at the moment, and if we're careful with it, we can still use it for little bits and pieces, but I don't want to do anything that's going to tax it too hard until I can get a chance to get under the bonnet and pull the head off, see what's going on in there. Yeah, so hopefully just another day. Hopefully no problems today. We'll let you know how we get on. Weather's looking pretty good, still warm, sun's come out, so this lot is just drying off on the hill. It was very wet this morning, there was a lot of dew overnight, so I want to give it plenty of time to dry out. I don't want to be baling damp hay in. So I was just watching the swifts. We've got swifts all over the place at the moment. They come flying through the barn, and at the very last minute sort of swerve off just as you think they're about to fly into your face. Yeah, there's a lot of them about at the moment, so it's pretty cool. But there we go. Back to work, get on with it, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so that's spread all the stuff around. Just put it down at the bottom end of the field because the grass down here is a little bit thinner, a few more nettles in it, so a couple of those patches, it will just help to rebalance things. It's very dark, sorry. much easier to do with a hay bob than it is spreading this stuff around by yourself. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we're off now, going to put this away, go and hook up the hay bob, give the baler a once over, and we should be baling again. Last field to do is this one out here. Just finished up on the hill, and it's all gone well. So I'm parked down here in the field. I've just spotted, I can't see them in the distance, just up there in the corner, is our family of deer. Just having a look at me, see what I'm up to. I've disturbed them once already when I came and rode it up. Sorry chaps, I'm done soon. I've just got to bale it. Okay, so yeah, just going to bale up this now. Set up, ready to go. Hoping to get a couple of hundred, maybe 300 if I'm lucky, bales out of this. We'll see. Not a huge field, but there's quite a lot of grass in it. And then that'll be it. It'll be time for a nice cold drink. So there we go. I'm off, and fingers crossed. Well, that's it, we're done. Last field done, all baled up, everything worked without a flaw, didn't even drop a string, so not going to complain at that one little bit. I was quite happy with that. It's a bit of a race against the sun in the end. The sun's going down, and the air's just starting to get a bit cooler here, and I was a bit worried that I wasn't going to get it baled before the dew came down, but it's fine, it's still quite dry, and I thought I'd just crack on with it, push on, rather than leave it on the ground and have to turn it up and let it dry again tomorrow. So yeah, all good, quite happy, quite relieved, got it all done, and I think time for one of those alcohol free. I've still got to drive back yet, but you know, beer's a beer and it's cold. Cheers. behind me is the very last of the bales that needed to be collected in. So yeah, pretty happy. Everything's done. We're all in. We're just heading back now. We shut everything down and we're done. So all in all, fairly successful little couple of weeks work. This stuff was the last of it. We're just ahead of the rain. I think there's going to be some rain possibly coming in tonight, maybe in the next week. Just showers, but it's enough that you wouldn't want it on the hay. So yeah, all good. We're carting this one back. I'm just going to take it steady. I've got to shut all the gates on the way through as well. And that, as they say, is that. All that's going to be left is we'll get all the kit sorted out. We've cleaned out the baler already, but we need to give it a proper wash, give it a dust out, grease it all up, and then pack it up for storage until next year. Same with the mower. I haven't really touched the mower since it finished, and the hay bob and things like that. So we're going to pack them up. Hay bob needs a bit of work, so I'm going to put a new set of tines on it, I think, and put a new set of tines on it. The mower's fine. I think probably just needs greasing up, possibly a little bit of repair to the skirt, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, next thing we do probably will be, as I say, a bit of a follow-up on a bit of machinery maintenance, and we'll take it from there. Just navigating this little narrow track to get back through, so I think we're all good. I haven't got a full load on this trailer, so he's not quite so top heavy, but just taking it steady. I don't want to drop the last trailer. We've managed to get every load back, even across all the bumpy ground and the side slope, without dropping a single bale, so it would be a shame to start now on the last load. Yeah, that's it. 2019 haymaking pretty much done. We've just got to unload these into the shed, and then we're done. So it's all good. Hopefully it's been an interesting watch, and if it hasn't, I'm sorry. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Just going to get out, shut the gates, and I should be heading back, and that's that for the year.